Hello and welcome. This is Sports Tonight. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. Glad to have you join us to talk sports. I'm Austin Okonakpan on the show tonight. What's going on in the final match of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations will get our attention. It's Advantage Algeria. They got that lead in the second minute of the first half through a deflected goal, but it's good enough to give them the lead into the break. Algeria 1, Senegal 0. Can the Teranga Lions roar in the second half of that match? We're monitoring it. It's the final of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. It's the 32nd edition. Egypt is the host, and we're looking for a new champion of Africa. Will it be Algeria? Will it be Senegal? That's the discussion that will rule our show tonight. So welcome on board once again. We'll also take a look at what went down on the final day of the World Powerlifting Championship in Kazakhstan. Nigeria finished second on the medals table. China reigned supreme in that one, but loads of talking points, lessons for Nigeria in that one. We do so well with powerlifting. Our athletes go out there and impress. But what is the state of the sports in the country? In what ways can we actually show the world that we have the talent and we can actually rule powerlifting? Hopefully we'll get the president of the federation to speak to us from Kazakhstan as we take a look at the development of powerlifting in Nigeria. Also on the show tonight, the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they're back in the country. And look, the country said, look, you did us well. You gave us good representation. You put up a gallant fight. Bronze is not so bad, but let's work towards getting better. And all of the politics going on with football in Africa, we also get our attention. I'll tell you what went down today at the Under-19 World Handball World Cup. Remember, we're following it. Nigeria played South Korea today. What happened? Stay with us. I will tell you. Also on the show, what's going on at the Volleyball Premier League in Nigeria. We said that's one way the sports can be developed in the country. So it should get us talking. And of course, the NNL promotion playoffs will also get our attention. That's the outlook of the show, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. Not also forgetting that we'll play some basketball as we're getting ready for not just the AfroCan, which is the competition for home-based basketballers. We're also looking forward to the All-Africa Games. Wow, the D-Tigers, the biggest test, the World Cup also this year. So loads of basketball will play tonight on the program. Welcome on board Sports Tonight on your award-winning sports-loving Channels Television. It's always a delight to have you join us to talk sports. So let's have some fun tonight. Talk to us on Twitter, Channels_sports, Facebook, Channels-sports. You can send us an email, it's sportstonight, channelstv.com. All our top stories can be viewed on our website, channelstv.com, and on YouTube /channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com, download the Channels TV app for your iPad, your iPhone, your BlackBerry, your iOS, your Windows phones, and your Android phones. So much is going down in our world of sports, and I love it when you get involved. What are you talking about, football fans in Africa? Let's leave the politics that is going on in the boardroom and just focus on our football. That one should get us talking. It's Algeria taking on Senegal in the final match. Advantage Algeria, I told you. First half ended Algeria 1, Senegal 0. But do you think Senegal will fight back? Is the game going to drag all the way? Most of my analysts on this show believe Algeria will win it 2-1. Toulouse said Algeria will win it 1-0. So at the moment, it looks like it's going the way of Toulouse. Let's welcome Alfred Okoligui. He's with us tonight on the show. Alfred, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Delighted to be here, Austin. Awesome. It's the finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. For us, it ended in the semi-final, but I think this has been one final that it beat KG. The Algerians scored very early. For Senegal, they've been trying to see they can pull back, but these Algerians, as far as I'm concerned, are getting away with blood murder. If the referee doesn't put his foot down, they are kicking anything inside. Anything that moves on that field gets their attention, kicking wise. And I think that's not the kind of football I want to see in the final. I want to see people come out and compete fairly. I mean, resorting to kicking, it's not part of it. But I think that's why the cards are there for the referees to really take their decision, stand their feet. Hopefully, we'll see a better second half. But already, the tone has been set. Yeah. They are coming together of players during just when they were leaving the pitch after the end of first half. It just marks it all that, hey, we are in for real serious football in the second half.
That's right, and that's because it's the final. Let's see the build-up to that final game. Feel the look and feel right there in Egypt. Alfred, the fans were looking forward to this one. The Egyptian fans, they've been back home for quite some time now because of how it ended for the Pharaohs. But today, they came out. It was good. It became lively. And I'm sure they will be seeing Algeria, Senegal, give us good football.
I'm sure that for neutrals watching on TV and seeing that the fans have really come out to watch this game, it's a good one. Yeah, pockets of empty seats here and it's the final. That brings to the question of, coming out to see games. But this is the Africa Cup of Nations final, and it's expected that it's going to be a full house. Even though the Egyptians, I think the time of sulking is past. After today, these guys will back to their bases, and at the end of the competition, I think so far it's been good turnout, and the fans are getting value for their money.
That's right. So excited fans right there at the final day of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations, and it seems Riyad Mahrez has got himself some good fan base again with some of the performances that he put up here. One of them, that stunning free kick against Nigeria.
No, that free kick is his trademark. It's not the first time he's scored a goal like that. He's always very good at taking those kind of shots. For the club that he plays for, Manchester City, champions of the league, and you expect that in England, you expect that a player like Mahrez will have very big, very huge fan base. And the proximity between Algeria and Egypt will just make that they will have more fans come to see this game because it's for them cheaper to travel across the border to come see this game. So you expect that a player of his stature should have a very, very huge fan base.
Yeah, and one of the things we also need to look forward to, because when we put together our competitions, it goes beyond the action on the field. Good presence of security, that also matters when you're putting together an AFCON final as this.
The security really knows what they do, what they're doing. It's not a question of having security, but we've seen situations where we have security men at match venues, and everybody just sitting so unconcerned. It's a question of knowing what to do, what to expect from fans, how to really organize yourself in such a way that you will untoward action, you just nip in the bud and organize in such a way that everybody, fans, come in happy and go home satisfied that their security lies on property. That's what we want to see at match ground. So the function of the security people really knowing what to do.
Some of the reactions we got last night from our viewers as regards this final match between Algeria and Senegal. It was Alex Majomi that said that Senegal versus Algeria is going to be a full-time 0-0, but Senegal, we take the day. So you've already lost out of that one. It's already Algeria won, and they needed just 2 minutes to take the lead in that match against Senegal. We'll continue to monitor it to get most of the attention on the show tonight. It's the final match of the 32nd edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, so that should really get us talking. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, they were in Egypt. They saw, to an extent, they conquered, but they didn't really go all the way. But semi-final, they crashed out. They're back in the country with the bronze medal, and it's the 8th time Nigeria will be winning the bronze medal at the Africa Cup of Nations. They came back to the country today after finishing 3rd at the Africa Cup of Nations. The team led by the coach, Gernot Rohr, and vice-captain Ahmed Musa touched down at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja this afternoon. So you see them there. I see Paul Onuachu right there. They were received by Secretary to the government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, who welcomed them on behalf of President Muhammadu Buhari. The fans, some of them, were also on ground to receive the bronze medal winning Eagles. So you see right there, Ahmed Musa with the delegation from the presidency. Look, it's good, Alfred, but I'm saying now let's look beyond the competition and start building again. I don't know if that will offend you, but sustain the momentum. Yeah. I
mean, where we are in football presently, with the present setup, we cannot go, or will not go, it won't go worse than this. This is like the base. This is our performance where we can now rebuild, now add value to the present setup. For me, I'm of the opinion that yes, we might not have reached our potential at the Africa Cup of Nations, but in this team, we think here and there, I think this team is capable of doing great things moving forward. And don't forget that for some of these players, for a whole lot of these players, this is their first AFCON. Now they understand what it means to play on the continent, the pressures they are in. And so moving forward, the next time, it will be a bit more circumspect. There are things, those kind of very late elementary errors that they committed against Algeria to lose that game. I'm sure going forward, they are now more experienced to know that, okay, perhaps to kill off a game or come back if you're in difficult situations. So we can only move forward from here. That's my opinion anyway.
Sounds good. So that's it. Loads of work still to be done. So we wouldn't just say they've played the AFCON and it's done. Remember, we told you on the show yesterday that the draw for this next edition of the AFCON already done, and the Super Eagles, they've been drawn in Group L for the qualification phase of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations that will take place in Cameroon. Now, Alfred, we will not say it's a first competition for Alex Iwobi. We will not say, oh, Jamilu Collins does have experience. Chukwueze. So they have an experience of what the AFCON is like now. It seemed like a very easy qualification phase, but we know what we've seen at the AFCON. When they remember Madagascar, they won't take any other team for granted.
Madagascar. The truth of the matter is that we've passed through very difficult qualification period these days. The South Africans we used to take for granted. They almost put us in a very, very, very uncomfortable situation when the AFCON qualifier started. And I think it will be foolhardy of us now to fall into that same trap of, okay, it's a lesser ranked team. We can just afford to show up. I'll be there. But it doesn't happen anymore in African football. Well, truth be told, the likes of Togo, the likes of even Tanzania, they may not have won a game, but they gave everybody a run for their money. It's that tight, it's that difficult. It's just those little advantages that you have that, you know, separates you from these so-called ordinary teams from the continent. So they are no longer ordinary. It's going to be a feisty competition. And the earlier we put our house in order and know the direction we're headed, the better for everybody.
So Nigeria, I told you, were drawn in Group L alongside Benin Republic. Should I repeat it? Benin Republic. You remember what they did at this competition? Benin Republic, Sierra Leone, and Lesotho. So just in case you say it's going to just be a run, no. Benin Republic is not with what we saw, and you're as good as your last match, your last competition. So don't quickly jump and say, no, the Super Eagles will fly over all of these teams.
It doesn't happen that way anymore. We saw the South Africans, Zimbabwe, come to the competition, come to the AFCON. Yes, they left early, but these guys played some very decent football. We know that moving forward now, some of these players, especially during this last Nations Cup, they give profiles of players during commentaries and the rest of them, and they begin to call where these, name where these guys play their football: Switzerland, Belgium. These are places that in time past, in 1994, those are the places that we used to play our football. But now these guys are taking over, and you know that football thing is a cultural thing. The moment they start going there, they begin to understand how these things work, and hey, they will, if you blink, they will make sure that they deal with it. So it's the time to do the work is now. The time to do the work is now. Let's know the direction we are headed. If we're going to stay, we're going to run. Let's know on which terms. If the next 2 years, we know that, okay, one thing that we have working for us is stability. Since 2016, when General was appointed, we've had somewhat measure of stability in our national team setup. With all certainty, this is what is going to happen. This is where we are going. This is who is coming. This is who's not coming. And all of those little issues of, no, this one, this camp, and those things have been, I think we can only get better when it comes, because those are those organizational hitches are the things that they've, in the past, undone us, who come and, hey, you go to the Eagles camp, they say, no, Yama has his people. This other people has done. All that we've grown past it, and we have to get better now.
And it's another phase, Alfred, because John Obi Mikel is out of the team now. So they need to learn how to move on.
How is those career?
Odonji Digalo. No, but we need to wait for Odion's confirmation.
His confirmation.
Needs to give an official confirmation that he's out of the team, and it should be we saw Mikel Obizo. So we don't want to take on Odion said to this person, said to that person, and then tomorrow he gets back to the team. No, so Odion Igalo needs to come out to clarify that he's still with the team or not. But it's very important, because Mikel Obi has been in the setup for quite some time. He's the captain of the team, and we've been saying for about 2 years now that we've not seen the sort of Mikel Obi that we know, and he needs to be replaced. it's about time someone takes that.
I think already, yeah, Mikel's position, I think, yes, you might say, okay, it's the weakest link for us, but I think somebody has already, started playing that role. Not in the mold of that Mikel, because we played the qualifiers. Mikel didn't play any part of the qualifiers. His last game before the AFCON was at the World Cup. After the World Cup, all of the qualifiers, the friendlies and everything we play, he wasn't there. So I think that transition period we've passed that level, and the national team selectors now know how to navigate the Super Eagles without Mikel Obi. Before now, it just became obvious at the Nations Cup that, hey, pace has fallen. It's not at the like it used to be. Perhaps that is slowing us down. Now it's about time for him to just, injuries didn't help him. It's about time for him to call time on his career.
And he did. So John Obi Mikel says, look, I've served this country for 15 years. It's about time I take a rest. And I love what he said. He said he has seen the quality in the youthful players in the team, and winning bronze at the AFCON is a testament that this team can grow. And that's a leader right there. That's a leader right there. So Mikel says it's out. Let's see what the Super Eagles will look like. And then that's the question I want you to answer via our social media platforms. Who can fit into that role of John Obi Mikel? You remember most times he just even roves. He roves, good work rates and all of that. Who can step into that role of John Obi Mikel? Nigerian football fans, let's talk. I know you're watching what's going on right there at the AFCON, but let's also talk about our own, because that's the next level. The next level of the Super Eagles of Nigeria without John Obi Mikel. Let's talk on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook, channels, Sports. Send us an email, sportstonight